What is up, everybody? We are doing our first one-on-one video game discussion with your boy, Kaleo. What up, dude? How's it going?
It's going pretty well. Just another
Nice.
day. It's nice out here, sunny but cold.
Yeah, we have the same thing going on right now. It is sunny but cold. Yeah,
I know we're literally like right next to each other.
it is a strange thing. We're still a state apart, but it's still like the same exact weather.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're doing something really
Yeah.
cool. We're doing our Dead by Daylight 2021 wish list. Super stoked about this. We aim for 3 ideas, but we bring in 5 to the table just in case if one of them crosses over, or if we have some time remaining. We had this idea from a viewer named Tristan while we were playing Dead by Daylight last week. So thank you, Tristan. If you haven't yet, you could subscribe to watch more things like this. We're streaming every Mondays and Tuesdays. Now it looks like we're doing discussion-based content. So if that's your thing, I would definitely hit that the bell, okay? Because then when you ding ding ding,
Bing bing.
bing bing ding ding ding, you know when we're up on this bitch. Okay, so Kaleo, do you want to start off, or would you like me to start it off?
Let's go tit for tat. I got one though. I
Okay,
can
cool,
start first.
cool.
So one of my wishes is that we always find ourselves caught waiting in lobbies for a super super long time, and it kind of drags and it kind of makes you like almost just like, man, I just want to get off this game and get into something else that's a little bit faster.
Yeah,
If they had something like some games they have it where you can actually play like a little mini game in between waiting for something to start up like in
yeah.
Overwatch. Like I wish that they would have something like that, just that way it kind of keeps people doing something and you're not just sitting in there in a freaking queue forever. Because a
That
lot of
is
times it
true.
takes sometimes 10 minutes.
Yeah, it
And
does.
that's a
It takes a
lot.
long
It's a
time.
lot.
Yeah, we have people that pop in from the stream that'll be playing with us. You could tell, like, maybe they haven't played a lot or haven't played a lot of group play. And then when you get in there with the team of three,
Hmm.
team of four, you're looking forever for a killer or for that one other person. And you're like, Jesus Christ, it does take forever. And there are some games like Overwatch. That's a perfect example to where they throw you in a
Yeah.
lobby just to fuck around. And I think that's perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
And you have
mean,
the choice if you want to play.
yeah, exactly. You could sit there. You don't have to play. It's not gonna kick you for not playing like a Overwatch lobby. But you get in there. You fuck with
Hmm.
the killer. You know what I mean? Maybe you fuck with your teammates, something like that. That's a great idea. I appreciate that. Even if it was just like a big pool of like a big ass map with like 5 killers and like you know what I mean, 20
Just like
people.
random shit. It'd be
Yeah,
sick.
that would be sick. That's actually a
Or
great
like it lets
idea.
you be a killer. You could be fighting other killers while you're waiting, as a killer.
Yeah.
Just everybody just one mayhem, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
everybody
I think it'd
being
be pretty
killers
cool.
and you could actually damage each other. That'd be cool. That's funny. My wish list is mostly like killers and maps and stuff, but you started this conversation off with probably the most
Hmm.
needed shit the game needs. So that's fantastic. Great way to start this out for real, for real. I would have never even thought of that. So, out of my 5 ideas, 2 are based from video games, one is an original idea, and 2 is from movies. We're gonna start out with my original idea first, and I think Dead by Daylight creators, the people that curate their own original content, I think we need like a catacombs or excavation map. You know what I mean? We have movies like As Above, So Below or The Descent, and it doesn't need to be off of any movie, but I think you have underground tunnels, skeletons on the wall, bones, you know what I mean? A whole bone wall. And then you can get really creative with the killer, whether it be like something using like echolocation like the descent, or it could be someone that actually like can crawl on walls, things like that. But I think that catacomb really claustrophobic type feel. I know that some maps kind of suck because of that, like the Saw map or like the Stranger Things map. Those maps are pretty hard sometimes. But
Yeah.
one other thing I was thinking of, did you ever play Resident Evil 4? I think I've asked you that before.
I might have.
So
I don't know.
in that game, there's a part where you kind of go down into like these tunnels, into like this cave area, and it's kind of like a big open excavation site with a really tall ceiling, but there's still like dirt walls everywhere. And I think maybe something
Hmm.
like that too might work, to where you could still see a vantage point, still see the map. So it's not exactly like the Stranger Things where it's just so hard to try to figure out where people are, where to go. But I would really dig like a catacombs under the ground type situation for sure.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick. It'd be interesting too,
Yeah, it would be
just to see
hard.
what they would be able to do with it, like the killer, or if they have some special like spots like they can travel through themselves, like on the Silent Hill one, where they can break the door and actually have like this little travel way, like to get upstairs really quick. So, I
Yeah,
mean, that'd
that'd
be
be
pretty
cool.
dope.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I would enjoy that. And then, I mean, you could even do stuff to where, like, crevices, maybe crevices that are not super apparent, that are easily, you're able to walk by, but maybe you could just
Hmm.
get in there and the killer
And
pass
like
by
hide.
you. You know what I mean? And then pull out to where
Yeah.
you're not using lockers in a sense, because lockers might kind of throw that off. But if you have
Hmm.
like really like low hanging lights, lanterns everywhere guiding the way, and then that would kind of give you an excuse to have a generator in there too. Is that the excavation part of it? Because at catacombs, it's like, why the fuck you need a generator? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense. But when you kind of make it the excavation thing, you could get some electricity down in that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I would say another one for me is like some type of way to like actually like I guess trap the killer. Like say
trap.
you're running through windows, right? Like you booby trap the window. You have the killer chasing after you. You know that you booby trapped this window. You hop through the window. He comes after you. The window smashes on him, and he's like stuck there, and he has to get it off of him. And that gives you a chance to run away. I feel like they could do something like that. You have the pallets. You can drop the pallet on them. That's cool.
But that's all
But
like
if
running.
you
That's
had
like in
more,
chase. That's all in
yeah,
chase stuff, right? And you're kind of talking about like a preemptive trap. I think that's really
yep.
smart. I like that.
Yeah, like have like a perk or something like that where it's like you can trap the killer and like you're running from them. It could potentially change the whole entire game. You know what I mean? You could have one gen left and you're looping the killer or whatever. Maybe it's you and one other person. You just tell them to stay on the gen. You're like, I'm gonna try and get him with the trap.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty cool because it's like you could just put that like in your toolbox area. You know what I mean? That's just what you could be holding into the map. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dude has bear trap, or dude has like wire line or something like that, and then
Hmm.
you actually just set that up and you bring it in, or you could find it in a chest. You know what I mean? You could like find it in the chest and you could pull that out. And what that's cool because in the during the chase, you're kind of baiting killers to the pallet, right? Or you're
Hmm.
trying to bait them
Yep.
to certain situations. But in that one, like that really allows you to team up. Like, hey, I got the bear trap right next to the generator that's inside the killer shack, and you're like, oh well,
Hmm.
perfect. I'm gonna make him run right to there. And since it's a trap that is placed, the killer won't ever expect it unless if he visibly sees it, which I mean, you would
Hmm.
want it to be visibly seen. But if you're doing
Yeah.
the chase, you know what I mean, then so many times you're gonna get them without them seeing it.
Yeah, that's kind of like with the trapper, he can get stuck in his own traps, like his own bear trap. If he's not careful, he can run into it and get stuck. And
Yeah.
if he's carrying you, he'll drop you and stuff. So I think that's really cool. I mean, they already have mechanics that kind of do that. So, I mean, why not give it to the survivors?
Yeah, and what's cool is that that's such a big change, but it's just something that you could easily implement because it's just like something that you carry in or put into a tool chest. You don't have to like crazy change the game and set it up for traps. It's like, nope, we've introduced two traps that you could unlock in your blood web. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Lord knows I need a reason to get in that blood web these days. Like unless if it's a new character, like what the like okay, I need a toolbox. I guess I'll just use my blood web all the way to this fucking toolbox. It's like whatever at this point sometimes. So that's cool. I like that. That's pretty good. So one of my next ones is so we're playing this on the channel right now. I had to do it. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe this is a little typical. Maybe some people can predict that this is going to be on my list, but I think adding Mary Ann and the monster from the medium would be fantastic. And really, I was thinking about it. Like, she's almost built for DBD. Not only would this allow people to learn about Mary Ann, play as her in another game, it would boost,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people looking at that Xbox game. Oh, well, I'm playing Dead by Daylight already, which has millions of people. And then Dead by Daylight and the Medium both on Game Pass. So literally all it is, oh, I played her on Dead by Daylight. Here's her game. Download it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's almost like
Yeah.
easy fucking advertising in there as well. But in the
Mm-hmm.
medium, she gathers light, right? And that light builds up on crystals on her arm. And she's able to change electronics with it, right? How perfect is that for Dead by Daylight? And I was kind of thinking of like, okay, well, how would she get the light, right? I don't really want it to be something like the mirror, like the Freddy. You know what I mean? I don't want it to
Mm-hmm.
be. I don't want it to be like trap remover. But when someone dies, when someone finally gets sacrificed to the entity or gets moried, then her light comes up her arm, and then, you know, she could make a Jinn go 25% right away. You know what I mean? And she could actually make
Mm-hmm.
Jinns go, or she could even build up time on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can't open the door yet, but if you go up and you use the light, well, no matter what, 25% of the door is done already. And I think that would be super
Yeah.
cool, and it would just be, like I said, easy advertising at this point.
They would have to at least do something to where if she gets that kind of like buff, like she's gonna have to be super visible to the killer. It's almost gonna be like running around with a flashlight. I feel like that's the only way to like keep it fair in a sense is
Yeah,
that she becomes like like she can be seen from
yeah,
a good
absolutely.
distance away. You know what I mean?
And maybe that is contributed to the light crystals on her arm. Maybe they just light up, you know, and she's walking around. And then also when someone dies, her hair could change white, like how she goes into the other spiritual world. So instantly she goes from this brown looking character to this white lit up character. That would once again fits perfectly into the gameplay loop of the actual game. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
maybe like where games like Smash Brothers really work, because you get these Smash Brother characters that still really feel like they have gameplay from their original games. Like Steve, you know what I mean, from Minecraft. He could build walls up and then break things down, and it's the actual gameplay of Minecraft built in. So I think when you do that with Dead by Daylight, I think that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think it would definitely be a good way to advertise, like you said, some games just joining together and putting their stuff out there. I mean, they kind of have what from Evil Dead and stuff.
Yeah, Evil Dead,
They have
Silent
some,
Hill. Yep.
mm-hmm. And they kind of buffed. I feel like they buffed those games a little bit. People are kind of like, I can't wait to play another Silent Hill.
Yeah, oh yeah, when I mean Silent Hill is what brought me into the game finally. You know what I mean? So many people are waiting for a Silent Hill game, and I think they announced that like at like a Game Awards type thing. So it was really
Mm-hmm.
big. It was really big when people found out.
Yeah. I would say another one for me would be with the killers. I feel like some of the killers are really, really slow, and it kind of sucks when you're trying to chase somebody. You can get stuck in a safe loop forever, just continuously running around. I mean, I've done that to people myself, where I just have them running and running and running.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there should be something where you should have an exhaustion. Like you should get exhausted. Like a normal person can't just fucking run forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd slowly start getting exhausted. So that way we can kind of get rid of those safe loops, per se. So that way, you're not just continuously running around the same exact spot. And it would make it a little bit more fair for, some people that are just barely starting to play or somebody that has like a slower character. Like I feel like they have to have some type of exhaustion.
But like with
Mm-hmm.
Ash, I feel like I can't loop with Ash. I feel like he's just that much slower than all the other
Mm-hmm.
survivors, and I'm constantly getting caught looping with Ash, especially when I'm going against someone like the Spirit or the Tormentor, what is from Silent Hill Pyramid Head. Like when I'm playing those guys, like I'm always gonna get caught. You know what I mean? So, and then some of those characters too, they have ranged attacks like Pyramid Head. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I maybe doing that with at least the characters that have ranged attacks would be really good for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
like that.
because like the Huntress is really really slow,
Mm-hmm.
and like you're saying, like your character Ash will be slow, but Bill is also super slow. Like I'm trying to run from these dudes, and they're just like, I'm like no.
Yeah, you're like either they lose me or I'm dead. That's it. That's the only way that this works.
I'm like, hurry your old ass up, Bill.
I know.
We got to get the hell out of here.
I know, yeah. and then you get lucky as a Bill, and then you realize that someone has left you on the ground, and you're like, this this is my time to fucking shine. And then you get up by yourself finally, and you're like, that's why I play Bill. Yeah. More Left 4 Dead. This isn't on my list, but more Left 4 Dead characters would be cool too. Throwing in a new Back 4 Blood character would be cool, definitely. I'm gonna go with let's see here. Which one do I want to do next? Which one is stronger, I think? I'm going to go with the game again. Okay, I'm going to go with my game one again. Because, you know, as we've been playing Dead by Daylight, I have echoed the fact that I think the next big thing for Dead by Daylight is to start tapping into video game properties. So my next one, okay, Kaleo, I think this one is going to fucking stick with you, okay? I'm hype, okay? A BT or BTs and Sam from Death Stranding. I think that would be super cool, especially if the BTs wasn't exactly maybe one killer, but actually multiple points around the map that you can actually access, right? And it's almost like a minefield. It kind of turns Dead by Daylight into a minefield with these BTs. And then once you actually get onto a BT that has someone in the radius, then you could start popping up the black and try to grab their feet and then, you know, pull them into the goo. You know what I mean? And then if you successfully pull them into the goo, they're down. They're down. And then you got to go and revive them. You know what I mean? And it's really good. Or if you pull them down, then they get, you know, then you... Because you know how you kind of like, once you get caught by the goo, it kind of travels you and you're like on your back and you're like, whoa! So that's the kind of how they could take you to a hook. You know what I mean? They can kind of take you to a hook like that, throw you on the hook, you know? And I think that would be pretty cool, because then, you know, you would have to maybe fix some things, like if you're able to access BTs, maybe there needs to be a way that you eliminate BTs, or maybe you can't do it to where it's like you're just checking both gates at the end of the map, so you're like, oh, I'm over here, all you guys are fucked, like that wouldn't work. But if you could figure out a way to get those Death Stranding characters, and then also maybe as Sam, even when you're not playing against BTs, you have an extra layer of protection to where maybe your bridge baby starts to light up or make sounds when there's certain things around you. Maybe it alerts you where the hatch is, where Jins are, where a killer are. Maybe the BT or the bridge baby becomes more than just, oh, crying, there's a fucking killer around me. Because that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that would really help in any way. But if your bridge baby could actually start to alert you when other things are around, like chess, or, you know, things like that, I think that'd be cool. Because then you have Sam...
Like checking your own blood.
And you have, like, the thing around you, you're, like, working on a gin, and it's like... And you're like, oh, shit.
That's when you know you gotta start, like...
Start
creeping around.
Yeah. I just picture this all happens, and it cuts to Sam with the fucking bridge baby with a harmonica. Chill out, bridge baby. Chill out, bridge baby.
Calm your ass down.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be really good. That would be good. I'd enjoy that. I knew that one would hit, because it's like, whoa, Death Stranding, you know. You can implement shit.
I know, fighting
Death
one of those
Stranding.
whales would be crazy.
Oh yeah, especially if there's some way that you could actually implement the monsters, and maybe that's what happens. Maybe you have mines at the beginning with your BTs, and once they get triggered, you get to spawn one of the creatures, whether it be the whale or the squid or the tiger looking thing, and then you actually get to choose which one goes around the map. That would even be cooler. Because then you wouldn't have to worry about, like, the location of, like, oh, going from gate to gate, because you already have someone spawned on the map. That'd be sweet.
That would be pretty interesting. That'd be a crazy cross of games, though, like super crazy cross.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, though.
And what's cool about Death Stranding is, like, it seems like it's open to that, right? Like, they've done Cyberpunk, they've done Days Gone. So it's like, if he's down with that, why the fuck not then? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people maybe were sad that Death Stranding wasn't a little bit more horror. You know what I mean? Like, there's that audience out there that want to be a little bit more scared, to where the end of the game starts to get like that, but the very beginning of the game is like, oh, you're walking through the mountains, you know, and then and then maybe something else that I actually have in here before we're done with the Sam talk. Instead of him staying right there and healing you or, getting you off the ground, he fucking throws you on his back. Boom. And you got him on and you're sitting on Sam's, and as you're walking, you heal. So he doesn't have to stay in one place to heal you. You could fucking throw him on your back. Let's go, motherfucker. And you're just walking. You know what I mean? You're just walking. And then maybe the loops for you, since you're walking, is if you miss it, poof, you fall over. You know what I mean?
And both of you are screwed.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, and then he's just on the ground again. You know what I mean? And then you have to pick him back up and throw him on there.
Jesus.
That'd be cool.
I think one for me that I think would be pretty dope is maybe like have it that way there's more people that are actually inside the match. And instead of it being gen based, it's the last survivor alive. So pretty much you go in there, you can find like bear traps, like, anything like that. And you can trap other survivors to get the killer to come to them to kill them. You just want to be the one to survive to the end. So like how I was able to be like friends with the hillbilly and like be like, go that way, go after the other dude. Like you could try and befriend the killer and he's either going to kill you or maybe he'll let you live to the end. You know what I mean? And then you're the survivor that lives. So there's always that one survivor, you know what I mean? And I think that'd be pretty cool. It'd be hard because then you'd be going against other people that are in there and they're trying to sabotage you.
Yeah, because at that point it becomes just fuck teams, fuck getting you off the hook, fuck doing
free for all.
Like I will just want to live. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
And really just tapping into that, just more modes, really, right? You know what I mean? Because really when you get into Dead by Daylight, there's the match. That's what you're playing. Yeah. Every time. Yeah. You have a different mode like a free for all. You know what I mean? Mwah. Perfecto. It doesn't take me fucking, and what's cool about that is you could have it smaller time too. So if it's 3 people, if it's 2 people, it's like whatever, 1v1s, I don't give a fuck. It's like we don't have to wait all day for a match, which aids your first one on this list. Yeah. Perfect. I like that. That's pretty good. I like that. Especially if the traps are a thing. Like you said, if you could smash all your ideas so far, Kaleo, you have Dead by Dusk. You know what I mean? Smash all Kaleo's ideas together, you have Dead by Dusk, the unofficial perfect name that I've been calling Dead by Daylight 2 for like a couple months now. That's just perfect. I think so. The main movie one that I have, the main movie idea that I have, Us. Okay, now think about this. Us. The map would be the underground place with the dead rabbits. Have you seen Us?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, cool. So, it's like the weird classrooms, the dead rabbit cages, that's the map. And then the killer comes in and is just red jumpsuit, regular, I can't remember her name. I can't remember the chick's that, Mia Lupita? That's fucking botched. That's a botched name. But anyway, the actress that plays Us, you go in as her, right? But then if you stare at someone long enough, you're them now. You're Ash. You're Elodie. You're Bill, right? And then you're walking around, and then you're able to walk up right to someone on a gin, and then you have one chance. Maybe you are a person for 30 seconds or for 1 minute. You walk up and they're like, "Help me with this gin." And you're like, "For sure." And then you fucking kill him. You know what I mean?
With a pair of scissors?
Yeah, with a pair of scissors. Exactly, with the pair of scissors. And then you turn into the red jumpsuit girl again, and they're dead. You stalk someone, it's kind of like a Michael. You're not very fast, you're not super fast, but if you can gaze someone for long enough, you become them. And then, you have a copycat on the field constantly, And obviously, it'd probably just be, I don't know, maybe something small that changes for each rendition, like something red, or maybe, whatever it is, a small signifier to where when you're just looking quickly, you're not really thinking about it, I think that'd be cool. I think Us would be a good one for sure.
Like just have it to where like their eyes are all weird, like they're all like cross-eyed, and you're like, oh, you're cross-eyed. I know it's you.
Yeah. Oh, walking around.
You're the killer.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. And they're like, no, the game's glitched, bro. The game's glitched, bro.
It's not me.
Yeah,
I'm not the killer.
It's not me. Holy shit, that's funny as fuck.
I mean,
it's just the chick that doesn't have the gas mask on. Finally, it's like, you ugly as fuck. You're not fucking her. Yeah, that's who it is exactly. Holy shit! God damn it. Yeah.
I think one for me. I mean, it's nothing like crazy or amazing or anything, but give us like some dances that we can do on them. I'm tired of just teabagging or like waving or like pointing them. Like, give us a dance. Let's taunt some people for reals now.
Fucking road
I think it's been around
dance.
long enough. We got to start. Exactly. We got to start taunting people.
That would just, like the toxicity level is here for Dead by Daylight, and then once you add dances, it's just it's through the fucking roof. It's done. You know what I mean? That's what was funny about Friday the 13th. Like after a month of its release, you'd be Jason, and then you would look in a window, and everybody's just dancing. Has the radio on. You're like, God damn it! A bunch of pro survivors.
They're all about to get me.
Yeah, exactly. Dancing. If you could, do you have a specific dance in your mind that you would just add? Like, what's your first dance? You know what I mean? Like,
I'll do the Running Man.
Perfect. That is so fucking perfect. What the fuck, Kaleo? Jesus, you are hitting today on all cylinders, my friend. Holy shit!
I feel like it's about time we have ways to make it, worse for the killer in the game. Teabagging is cool, but sometimes they take it as like, you want to be a friend, or what are you trying to do?
Yeah, it's just teabag
at the door.
and spin. Teabag, spin. That's really point.
And go like this.
Yeah.
Come here.
That's the way. That's your limit. It's the 4 things. You're very right about that. We only have 4 ways to communicate through physical action, and we are humans. God damn it. That's how we mainly communicate.
Exactly.
That's perfect. And just picture if you're fucking Michael, and you're like, oh, I gaze this motherfucker, and then they turn at you and just start doing the Running Man, like, get me, motherfucker. You're just like, no.
Then they'll focus on you.
Yeah, and then you do it to where it's like, if you're gazed by a killer, but you're emoting for 3 seconds, speed buff for 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
you break it faster.
You pulled it off. For 3 seconds, you emoted in his line of sight. Good for you.
Jeez.
That would be great. Okay, so the last one. This isn't this isn't crazy. I think that this is an idea that's been around long enough, but I think that's why it's perfect right now. We're a couple years removed from it finally. It was really big when it was happening, and it's one of those last classic horror killers that we could really implement, I think, and that is Pennywise from It. I think you add Pennywise, you add like the house that they're in the first one, you know what I mean? And then you add ways for Pennywise to maybe get around or shapeshift. Maybe Pennywise has the shape-shifting ability to where he walks around. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so he gains speed when your spine chill is activated because he feeds off fear. So if someone's walking around with spine chill and it pops, he actually gets a movement buff for 15 seconds. You know what I mean? Or he has a static ability like we're talking about with like we're talking about with Michael, to where if he stops and sees you and he starts fucking dancing, bro, and he starts dancing and you're like, oh no, he's fucking dancing. And then that's like how he gets to different levels of Pennywise. By the third one, he could shapeshift into a spider, or he could shapeshift in a sense to where he could travel quicker, stuff himself in a fucking freezer, you know what I mean? And then come out and unwrap and be like, I'm Pennywise, and you're like, oh shit, you know?
I think just like freak you out.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could even do like the sewer system. That would be super cool, because then there would be like, then you could enter the big room and a bunch of like random kids are just fucking levitating and trash is just levitating everywhere, you know? That'd be pretty cool.
Instead of hooks, they just have people levitating.
Oh, that would be fucking sick, actually. That would be cool, because then it's like, yo, just on this map, you know, you could, like, there's still spots you have to take them to, so, like, the wiggle is happening, but it's like, yeah, like, you take them back, and then it's like, bah, and then they're like, their eyes go white, and then they're just, like, just floating there. That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
And it'd be crazy if they made it, like, well, instead of, like, just wiggling, it's almost like you're in that tug of war, you know?
Yeah.
If you ever read the book, it's like they have to bite onto, like, the tongue and everything, and then they go into, like, this mental, like, tug of war.
Yeah,
Dude, the
that'd
book
be
is crazy long.
yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. Hell yeah. And then
Hmm.
easy skin, the Tim Curry skin. You know what I mean? You implement that 2 months later, everybody buys that fucking skin too because it's classic Pennywise now. It's like
Hmm.
easy money made. You know what I mean?
You
All
know what
right.
would be sick too? I mean, if they were like some way that, I mean, it would probably cost them a little bit more money to make, and maybe you had to spend a little bit more money.
Mm-hmm.
But if they had like a heart monitor that you could like attach to the back of your controller, and like it
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like responds off of your fear, and then
that
how
would be
scared
cool.
you are is how scared your character is inside the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like how much you're tripping out, like it could change, like
Yeah.
almost like that. What is that? Phasmophobia or something like that.
Phasmophobia. Yeah,
Game
that'd
where
be
it kind of
cool.
like plays off of like how you react to stuff in the game.
Yeah, that'd
That
be
would be pretty
sick.
dope.
That'd be sick. I'd like that. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
like
like
whenever
someone to
it's
react after
activated,
you.
and the people know when fear's activated because you just hear that line, fear. And then you just like know, you're like, oh shit, fear's happening.
He's scared. Get away from me.
Yeah, yeah. I think me and you made Dead by Dusk today. You know what I mean?
If
All
they're
five,
listening.
yeah, all 10 ideas, make them into one game. Boom, there's your
Mhm.
sequel that you always wanted. Perfect.
They'd
Perfect.
make it. And it's
Yes.
not like too crazy of a change, you know. It still keeps the originality of the game and stuff like that while throwing
Mhm.
in some new twists.
Yes.
That's what I think will make the game better.
Yeah, yeah, and make it to where your killers could move over, so we're not like having an issue there. People aren't upset that you're not having
Hmm.
your killers anymore. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
perfect. Well, shit, we just gave you our Dead by Daylight wish list for 2021. We would love to know what your wish lists are in the comments. Let us know your 5 ideas. If you have 20 ideas, throw them in there. I don't give a shit. You could fucking ramble off. You know what I mean? Let's make the next Dead by Daylight update or sequel together. If you haven't, okay, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, like the video, share it, do everything. Do it all. You know what I'm saying, Kaleo? You know what I mean? Because when you
Be
tell
that
someone
overachiever you always wanted to be.
exactly, because when I tell somebody to do 5 things, the human circumstance tells you I'm gonna at least get one done. I'm gonna at least get one done. So if I ask for all 5, all 4, maybe we hit one. But until next time, Kaleo, you have a good time doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Always fun.
Yeah,
Always
this is
enjoy
this
it.
is cool. Definitely expect more stuff like this. Your boy Kaleo just beat The Last of Us Part 2 recently, so maybe we
I
will have
did.
a discussion soon talking about that game. But until
Hmm.
then, okay, you guys have a great week. I don't know when you're watching this. Maybe it's the end of your week. Have a great weekend. Until next time, Geeks World out.